So it's been a great day, a great work day. It's in the evening. It's been a great work day. It's been long, and I feel it in my body. It didn't help that I, stayed up late last night. But yeah. So anyways, just reflecting on some messages, MJ's messages, and my experiences with my clients. And so it's been a while that I read a poem, write a poem, be inspired. And lately I've been, in an effort to stay balanced with everything that's going on. I actually wrote two. A couple nights ago, I think I had mentioned that I had a dream about how the saturated feeling of ¿Quién se cree? Right? Who does she think she is? And so it actually, I guess it was yesterday, because I don't think the dream was yesterday. I think it was this. I remember this was later on, and I was still reflecting on that dream, and so these words came out. So this particular poem is called Who Does She Think She Is? Born August 23rd, 2022. Dedicated to those who don't believe me. I feel it, the saturated rejection of me, their anger, their jealousy. They dislike me. They can't believe it. Who does she think she is? They ask condescendingly. ¿Quién se cree? I see it. Their eyes eyeing me up and down. They stare at me. They judge me. Their disbelief. They want to be me. Who does she think she is? They ask condescendingly. ¿Quién se cree? I hear it. Their whispers, their questions. They don't understand. But they won't ask questions to clarify, to explore, to understand, to connect. Who does she think she is? They ask condescendingly. ¿Quién se cree? I am. I am the one. I am the one that saved me. I am the one that broke barriers and cycles of pain. I am the one that expanded beyond borders, beyond limitations, beyond, beyond, beyond. I am the one. This is me. This is who I am. Believe it, because I am here. I have become, and I will continue becoming. So when I just laugh because of that feeling in that dream. So anyways, the one I just finished right now is called Your Light. So I was thinking about it with my clients today, and just the theme today was with the exception of the last couple sessions, most of the day was just about self-affirming statements and just helping my clients create statements that are in alignment with where they are, right? And where they want to be. Owning where they are, where they were, where they are, and where they want to be. And then I was just reflecting on MJ's message too, and just she used a certain word or a certain phrase that's where the inspiration came, where I was listening to the Twinflame message, just to entertain it, right? Especially after that dream last night. and feeling the energy and not being familiar with it and kind of being taken aback by it. I'm just like, who is this? And the immediate thought was, who did I allow into my space? Like, who did I allow in? Right? Because, technically I usually keep it like no one of low vibe is allowed in my space without my permission. So I was surprised to have that feeling and that sensation and not know who it is, but at the same time there was this slight knowing to not panic. And then when I realized that it was you, Jose Jesus Cisneros. Your energy. I was like, oh, it's you. I just kept laughing at the fact that like I felt it was fear and anxiety, and then just shifting slowly and seeing your face. I'm like, oh, it's you, because I was half asleep and I was just like patting you, like it's okay, it's okay, it's okay, right? But then at the same time wondering, should I be scared? Like, and that was, I remember thinking like, is there something that I need to be worried about? So anyways, I was listening to MJ's message, and I guess today it happens that she came out with a Twinflame reading thing. So I was like, okay, let me listen to it. So it's just interesting what she highlighted. And you know, todo con un aire, right? Everything with a whiff of truth to it. So anyway, she used it's funny because she used what's that cartoon? Scooby-Doo. Describing like when Scooby-Doo has so many things that, you know, he's paying attention to, that he splits into little mini Scoobies, right? Like all over the place, very scrambled energy. And you know, and I don't feel that way. Like, I know what I'm doing every day. Like, I have my guidance. I get confirmation of what I'm supposed to focus on, and I stay present in the moment, and I'm making sure I stay high vibe. If I feel down, I own it, and knowing that it's just momentary, and then I shift back into high vibe, and I keep doing what I'm doing, right? I'm getting better at it. I noticed that. Definitely getting better at it with this cycle. So I'm grateful for that. So anyway, she made another comment in that reading, which of course I'll include. And she said something about, I guess, how about, I didn't know this about like Twinflame. Well, she made a couple statements that made me reflect a little bit on this element of perfection. And the reason why it got triggered is because of the fact that I'm choosing not to settle, right? I'm not settling. And so how she talked about how it can be really challenging, right? When you're in relationships to, it's just, they're high expectations, right? They're high expectations. And the thing is though, it's like when you do the work and you know what that's just part of the process, right? The more you do it, the easier it becomes. And so there's this element of like, that's just how it unfolds. The more you actually do it, right, the easier it becomes. So there was a little bit of doubt, questioning, like, am I having high expectations in general, right? And I'm like, no, I'm not. I don't feel like I am. Because I know my worth. I know my self-worth. And here's the thing, and this is what I tell my clients, the more you work on you and prioritize you, your self-care, right? Create boundaries with other people who are consuming too much of you, and learn how to balance it, you get to this point where you're comfortable with what is, and it doesn't feel heavy, and it doesn't feel, you know, those other feelings that usually come with saying no to people, right? You, because you work through it and you know your own worth, it gets easier to make sure that you're okay first before helping someone else out. And learning how to listen to your body and your emotions to just shift slightly. All you're doing is just learning how to keep shifting slightly, keep each cycle, right? Until you get better and better and better at it. And you build up so much of that within you that I'm okay. The sense of desperation that I think I once had isn't there anymore for what is to come. There is no desperation for a partner. There is no desperation for, an extravagant lifestyle or stability. Like, there is no desperation for that betterness. It's more of this joyful, in the moment, I'm happy where I'm at. This is great. Like, this is my life, right? And this knowing that it will come when it comes. And it's just this internal knowing. And to see it validated in my dreams is enough for me. That's like the way I reflect on that dream of my mom. And then I saw this beautiful home. I could still visually see it. And the landscape and the ocean and the trees. And then I'm just like, Mom, is that the one you want? I got it. And just so confident in my dream about it. and just the disbelief, right, of everybody else in there. And for me, I'm just like, I got this. And they can't believe that I actually got this. That's enough. That's enough for me to know what my future holds. And for me to feel good about where I am right now. Without having like, when, I'll be happy when, It's not there anymore. At least not as strongly as it once was. So anyways, that's what got triggered for me. And this poem. Back to the poem. I titled it Your Light. Your Light, born August 24th, 2022. Dedicated to everyone who sees my light. Your light is too bright for me to stare at. You highlight what is hard for me to see. The shadow that lies behind me, what I don't want to see within me. Your light is too magnificent to withstand. You intensely take my breath away. My lungs collapse at the thought of losing you. Or am I afraid that I pushed you to not stay? Your light burned right through me, the old worn flesh falling off my bones. Death is transformation, or so I hear. You force new life into this rigid old soul. Your light pierced the blue sky and the deep sea green ocean floor. Crystal clear particles shifting color palettes within, making my withered heart sore. Your light carries me through darkness. My shadow I fear no more. You mirror what was always within me, my own bright light to join you together across space, time, forevermore. Because then I thought about it, with all my clients and how I highlight the shadow within them and how it's hard to look at when I call them out on it. But they're there for a reason and they're ready for it. And it's this, and it happened today, and it's been happening more and more with a lot of my clients. I think I'm at that point with a lot of them. I'm seeing a good chunk, maybe like 10 monthly. They're at that point where, we have the relationship where I can call them out and they see it and they're like, and it's more of this whoa moment for them, right? Of like, you called out my BS. And they're like, you're right. Oh my God, you're right. And it's like, right? It just, this new awareness, this new awakening for that peace in their life. And now it's just the next step. First is awareness. Next step is, what can you do different, right? For the next cycle. And then readjusting and continuing to readjust, and not just behaviorally though, that's the thing. And that's what I was explaining to a client. If you just do one part of your body, it's not enough. You can't just change your thoughts without changing anything else. You can't just change behaviorally without changing everything else. It has to be in alignment. So if you're trying to change your diet without changing your thought process and your emotional experience towards what you're doing, it's not going to work. There has to be an integration, whole body integration with that choice. And it's like I had a client, he's aware of what he has to do. And I said, but that's just one third of the puzzle. I'm like, you're just thinking it, but emotionally you're not in alignment. That's why it's still challenging. And behaviorally you haven't completely shifted. That's why it's challenging. He's just like, you're so right. And then as it's coming out, because I'm learning, all of this is through my clients. Like, I'm learning, it's just coming out, right? I see it. I need my clients' stories to highlight it for me. And then I'm like, oh, well, it's because, and then I'm like, oh, duh, Yubi. So as it's coming out of me for the first time, I'm also writing it down. There's this like, oh, yeah, that was a good note. You can remember that one. It's so funny how I catch myself teaching myself at the same time, but it's really my clients kind of just, we're mirroring back to each other. That's the thing. That's a great thing about this work, is like when you're open to the mirroring back, right? When you understand what that process is, the triggering, countertransference for therapists, right? When you understand it, it's this beautiful like learning experience. And yeah, it's great. It's great. Okay, I got 20 minutes before my last client. Gonna relax a little bit. And yeah, I just wanted to share that because it's been a while since I shared a poem. So, bye. Hey you, my name is Yubi and I use she, they pronouns, and you've just finished watching a clip from my video diary entries where I'm documenting my healing journey as I learn how to navigate my spiritual awakening. I have learned that this experience and process is unique to each and every one of us in whatever way we are embracing living our truth. This just happens to be my journey. And despite me having a graduate degree and a license in clinical social work, this by no means is intended to replace any type of formal mental health advice. This is just me on a personal level, shedding light on the truth that I am learning and discovering for myself as these experiences unfold, and really inviting you along for the ride. Please know that there is a time gap between when these videos post and my real timeline, and also that these clips build upon each other similar to chapters in a book. So if you find yourself lost or confused, feel free to click on the playlist section or the link below, where you can jump around, check out the other chapters, and or catch up. Also, please know that you're more than welcome to check out my website, www.youbecominghealed.com, where I've gathered all of this information, my background, experience, and education to create online self-paced courses to help you on your healing journey wherever you are. You're also more than welcome to check out my other YouTube channel at You Becoming Healed, where I've entertained a podcast, including clips from these courses so that I can make this content accessible to more and more people. Please click like, subscribe, and share this content so again it reaches more people, with the hopes that other people will resonate and connect with the healing journey and the stories shared so that they don't feel alone in their own process. I thank you in advance. I'm grateful to you, and I wish you well.